Now, let's try this again. Oh, see if I can get this camera fixed. My tripod just about shot. Yeah, we down here in the middle of the woods today, and I found a pretty big thicket that I actually can't get through. So I figured we'd stop. I packed this little box around with me all day, wondering what was in it. And I figured, well, I'll do a video and we'll open it on video. So anyway, as I was coming back up the hill, I set it down here on this stump. And as I was coming back up the hill, I found it. And I said, I'm just going to go ahead and just set up right here in the middle of the Daniel Boone National Forest and do a video. Binoculars keeps getting tangled up. That's pretty good. I like them. Got them for Christmas. Cousin got them for me. I appreciate it. I owe you one. And, I'm telling you. Yeah, we watched WrestleMania this weekend, and I had the predictions and the results. And the main event of night 2, I just didn't care for it. But there was one match during night 2 that, let me tell you something. To me, it was the highlight of the entire weekend. And I'll tell you a little bit more on that about Wednesday or Thursday. Because I don't want to do it right now. People might be watching replays and stuff, and I don't want to throw out a bunch of spoilers. But we were so excited, the whole room come to life, all 3 of us. And I was just so happy that it ended. That it ended the way it did. But as far as the main event, it wasn't nothing special. I'll tell you that right now. Let's just go ahead and grab this box here and we'll open it and see what's in it. Y'all want to? I got this in the mail. It tore it all to pieces. I don't know, but the mailman apparently used some kind of taekwondo to get it put in my mailbox, apparently. So, oh man. Well, I'll tell you what, that's some good packaging right there. I can't even read what that says. That's the biggest word I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to have to take that like somebody else read it. I can't read that. How many letters long is that word? "25 letters long." And they want to send that to me. And look, hey, this is where that's from. Anyway, we won't get into that. My binoculars is flipping all over the place. They're good, though. We've been down here investigating because I've been hearing something in the woods the last few days. And I actually had something, my wife said she heard something kind of make a roaring noise outside there about Friday night. And then all of a sudden, something smacked the side of my house. And it smacked it hard. And I was like, okay, now what was that? So I look outside, my security light, I had a motion light out there, and my motion light was on. Too bad I didn't have a camera, but that's all about to change. I'm going to put a camera in that spot. I've got cameras, just not in that place. Let's go ahead and open this. And, oh my God. Y'all check that out. That right there is priceless, okay? That will go on my shelf with my other collectibles. And I appreciate that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, man. The things they make. I'm glad they do. But yeah, I hope everybody had a good week last week. And we're starting off this week. See how it goes. I hope it goes pretty good. And I hope it goes better than it did last week. Last week I went down to the store to get me an iced coffee at lunch down there at work. And I got pulled over on the way back. And I actually wasn't doing a thing wrong. I was just driving down the interstate. And all of a sudden I got lit up like a blue Christmas tree. And I pulled over to the side there and he gets up. And it was raining. I was following a truck. It was going about 60 miles an hour, and I figured I wasn't no need to pass it. I was just going to the next exit, you know. So I just rode behind that truck. He walks up to the window and he says, "Sir, any idea why I pulled you over?" And I said, "No, sir, I don't." He said, "Well," he said, "I clocked you back there at 85. And I looked at him and I said, "No, sir, you didn't clock me at 85. Well, then, hey, you don't call people a liar, especially not a cop. He looked at me and he said, "Reckon I did." I said, "No, you didn't." I said, "I'm telling you, normally I wouldn't argue with you, sir, but this time you're wrong." And he said, "You was driving beside of a white car running 85 miles an hour when you went under that bridge." And I said, "Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, sir, I didn't go under that bridge." I said, "That is where I got on the interstate at. I come down the on-ramp on this side of the bridge and come on to work." And I said, "Matter of fact," I said, "and I can prove that because right here, I have got I went and bought a pepper and an ice coffee so I can have some coffee so I can have some meatloaf. I had no pepper, so I went and got pepper too." And I said, "I've got the receipt in that bag right there that shows you exactly what time I left Walmart 5 minutes ago so I could come back to work and show you that I did not go under that bridge." He sat there for a minute and he said, "Well, whether you did or whether you didn't, just remember, I'm with you. Have a good day." And he turned around and walked back to his truck. And I was like, any other time I would have been a nervous wreck, been tore all to pieces. I'd have been tore up like a noodle soup sandwich, but I didn't do nothing wrong. So I wasn't worried about it. Just a case of mistaken identity. So, and that happens. It just sucks, It sucks when it does, but it happens. And I kind of thought it was funny, but if I do something wrong, a lot of times, if I do something wrong, I'll admit it. But this time I know that I didn't do it. And I weren't going to let somebody tell me I did. Oh, man. But yeah, I think I'm going to get up off here and get this week started. This is Monday. And day after Easter. Hope everybody had a good Easter. And I know we had a pretty good Easter. Had a big dinner. Didn't do a whole lot yesterday. Watch WrestleMania about all day. And I'll bring you that WrestleMania video here coming up. So y'all just keep an eye out for that. But until then, everybody be safe. Keep an eye on the woods and each other. Buddy Isaacs, and I'm out.